Hello again, everyone, and thanks for joining us at the National Museum of the Pacific War for our latest edition of Nimitz Minitz. I'm Jeff Copsetta, and today we're going to talk about famous people who served. Now, I'm out here today in our beautiful presidential plaza right outside the George H.W. Bush Gallery. Did you know that 10 consecutive presidents from FDR all the way to George H.W. Bush served in some capacity during World War II? Do you have a favorite celebrity who served in the military? Or maybe you have a favorite celebrity or sports star who you didn't realize served in the military. Now, we're going to talk about some of the names who served during World War II, but for example, let's talk about some who served after, for you Star Wars fans out there. That's right. You know that distinguished voice of Darth Vader? Well, that voice belonged to none other than the actor James Earl Jones. Or maybe you're more into the more modern Star Wars films. How about the character Kylo Ren, played by the actor Adam Driver? That's right, both of these actors also served in the military. Now, of course, they served well after World War II. Let's talk about some of those Hollywood elites who did serve during World War II. There were plenty of Hollywood elites and sports figures who served and fought in World War II. Some of these include Paul Newman, Lee Marvin, Jimmy Stewart, Clark Gable, Bea Arthur, Jackie Robinson, Ted Williams, and Patty Byrd. So what motivated these Hollywood elites to leave behind and lavish lifestyles to serve in the military during World War II? Well, when the Japanese attacked our naval base at Pearl Harbor in December of 1941, the country was thrust into war. And it's going to take every able-bodied American to make sure that we see this war through to ultimate victory. Now, this is, of course, in the time when Hollywood was in its golden years, where the 30s and 40s, the silver screen was lit up with glittering and glamorous movie stars. But still, not only did these Hollywood elites answer casting calls, they also answered the call to Uncle Sam. Now, some actors, before and during and after World War II, didn't just enlist. Some of them were actually drafted. Like my personal favorite, Elvis Presley. That's right, the king of rock and roll served in the military after World War II. Now, we need to think about this because he was at the height of his career in 1957 when he got the draft notice. He was working on a movie set, so he did have to take a small deferment to finish making the film that would be called King Creole. And it came just months around his mother's untimely death, who he was very close to. But still, he answered the call. Even after the Army drafted him, the Air Force and Navy were offering him lavish desk jobs. But he said, no, I want to serve like every other GI. And I think that's a testament to a lot of the celebrities who did serve, either enlisted or drafted. They wanted to show their patriotism and sense of duty to the United States of America. And we see that even today. We can think of Pat Tillman, NFL athlete turned Army Ranger, who ultimately lost his life in the service of this country. So what's something that you would sacrifice? And what would motivate you to do so? Something so important in your life. What would make you give that all up? Well, that's about all we have for this segment. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you next time on the next Nimitz Minutes.